This week on CyberCrime, millions of people suffer from eating disorders, a life-threatening illness that traditionally feeds off secrecy. But are websites like these promoting a sisterhood of starvation?
It is like putting a loaded gun in the hands of someone who was suicidal.
The websites are pretty potent. I had been in recovery for several months with therapists and, you name it. And even my ideas about my body image were challenged.
Should pro-ana websites be taken offline?
Building a cannabis culture by illegally selling seeds online.
We tend to be, without question, the dominant marijuana seed-selling operation in the world.
Are cops cracking down on this Canadian operation, or will pot continue to grow wild on the net? Assessing the damage from 9/11.
All the evidence that we stored at 7 World Trade in all our cases went down in the building.
Will the Secret Service be able to rebuild cybercrime cases from the ground up?
Later, online dating dangers, what you should know before logging on.
Eat about only 4 foods. They'd be like carrots, lean turkey, like no-fat cheese, and apples.
This may sound like a healthy diet, but for Ariel Jastrom, it was a recipe for starvation.
Freshman year, I had a formal dance that I was going to, and I had this great dress that I loved and a date that I was so excited to go with, and I thought that I would lose weight in order to fit back into my dress because I had put on some weight, and it started with a strict diet.
Over time, Ariel's strict diet turned into an eating disorder, and as her weight dropped, so did her interest in normal everyday activities.
When you're sick, it's impossible to have friends because you're so preoccupied with yourself.
Hiding the behavior from friends and family is also incredibly important. Eating disorders are secretive, shared with no one, until now. These are pro-ana websites, short for promoting anorexia. Pictures of emaciated women are displayed as thinspiration.
The websites are pretty potent. I had been in recovery for several months with therapists and, you name it. And even my ideas about my body image were challenged.
On average, a person should consume roughly 1,800 calories a day, 20% fat, 20% protein, 60% carbohydrates. Yet some of these pro-ana sites promote a much different nutrition plan, 200 calories a day. To get an idea of just how little food that really is, 2 of these russet potatoes have about 200 calories. Follow the advice of these websites, and that's all you're allowed to eat the entire day.
It is like putting a loaded gun in the hands of someone who was suicidal.
Bart Taylor is a professor of psychiatry at Stanford Medical Center. He says the sites promote a sisterhood of starvation.
Women who get involved in this cycle of starvation frequently are looking for reinforcement. They're looking for others to say this is okay.
And that's exactly what some of these sites do. This one claims vomiting is sexy. This one lists the thin commandments. Number 1, if you aren't thin, you aren't attractive. The list goes on from there.
I was astounded and amazed and somewhat horrified.
Vivian Hansen-Meehan has been treating eating disorders since 1976 when she founded the nonprofit ENunn, National Association of Anorexia Nervosa and Associated Disorders. She's not only concerned about the websites normalizing the behavior of an existing eating disorder, but she worries about the potential for sparking new ones.
It's possible that the websites could induce people who are seeking ideas for weight loss to get involved in the behaviors, to learn how to use them to level their feelings, and thus be seduced into an eating disorder.
Wonder what's behind creating these sites? We did, but every webmaster we contacted, except for one, refused to return our phone calls or emails. The one we did hear back from told us they wanted a list of written questions before they would agree to an interview. That's not our policy, so we declined. Dr. Taylor was willing to make an educated guess.
It's partly a cry for, look, I'm not alone. I want to say that what I'm doing to my body is something that is okay.
When it comes to questioning the site's legality, that's easier to answer. In general, the sites fall under free speech protection. But according to opponents of pro-ana sites, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
I think that there's a very fine line between what you're allowed to say and what you are publishing that harm other people.
The ones that I have seen are so craftily designed to promote a self-destructive and lethal behavior. I really feel that they are dangerous, and I do feel that they have the potential to lead to people dying. I do think they should be taken off the web and they should be censored.
To some extent, that's already happening. Companies like Yahoo are working with ENunn to evaluate these sites and in some cases remove them, not for violating freedom of speech, but for violating Yahoo's terms of service, which states users agree not to upload, post, email, or transmit any content that is unlawful, harmful, or threatening.
You need to ask them what their intention, what they intend to accomplish by providing these sites to people. And if the sites are not providing what they hope to accomplish, then perhaps they will consider removing them.
Most people don't understand how horrible eating disorders are, how, they assume that it's just some girly problem, but it's a serious societal issue. And to have such information so readily available is frightening. I think that that's one of the most important things in promoting eating disorder awareness, is making them known that they are an issue.
Ariel's working hard to promote eating disorder awareness. She currently volunteers as an internet guardian. With the help of ENunn, she and a host of others identify pro-ana sites and petition the internet service provider to stop hosting them. Ariel tells me since she's been in recovery, her life has improved, in her words, 3,000,000%. Coming up next, peddling pot on the net can be a lucrative business.
I sell approximately 1 million seeds a year for approximately $3 million in total sales.
And he's breaking laws all over the world. So why is he still online? And what you need to know to stay safe while looking for love in cyberspace.
Coming Friday to Tech TV.
Hi.
Max is back.
Max Headroom. Max
Headroom.
What kind of show is this, anyway? Identify station.
Friday at 6, 5 Central, only on Tech TV.
The network that's a real mind blower.
First reconfigurable luxury SUV. Cadillac Escalade EXT. Breakthrough.
Real estate is red hot. Interest rates remain at an all-time low. First-time buyers, buyers moving up, or purchasing a second home. Everyone wants the best deal on a home loan. You owe it to yourself to call Ditech.com. Ditech.com is a direct lender. No middleman or broker fees. You can be pre-qualified online or over the telephone. There's still time to get a better deal, even if you've applied somewhere else. Ditech.com. Call 1-800-71-FIX.
It's tough not having a car. With immediate claim service, Geico gets you back on the road fast. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Starting today, your telephone will answer you. Introducing Pronto, your on-call assistant, live and at your service, with the information you need when you need it. Get more than just a good restaurant. Get the nearest one. More than just the nearest. Get the best. So much more than directory assistance. Get the ultimate full-service 411. Get it all for just $19.95 a month. Hear hourly updates from the Wall Street Journal.
Market report at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. The NASDAQ up 1 to 50.
Hear the latest from CNN, ESPN Sports Center, weather reports too. It works on any phone, and it's a cinch to sign up. no contract, no hidden fees. It's more than just answers.
Pronto, how may I help you?
It's the solution. Pronto, your on-call assistant. Change everything you know. Try Pronto today, risk-free for 30 days. Call 1-866-PRONTO-1 to sign up now.
Welcome back. You've probably heard of Johnny Appleseed, the man who in the early 1800s wandered the American wilderness planting thousands of apple trees. His dream, provide apples for everyone. Well, we discovered a modern-day version of that traveling seed sower, although this guy travels through cyberspace. And those seeds he's spreading, well, let's just say they're not for growing apples.
This very strong marijuana is a hybrid of blueberry and the real McCoy.
For Canadian Mark Emery, pot is more than just a passion. It's a thriving online business.
We tend to be, without question, the dominant marijuana seed-selling operation in the world.
At emeryseeds.com, cannabis connoisseurs can choose from hundreds of high-grade marijuana seeds.
They slide down into these little canals, wrapped in tinfoil, tightly so it doesn't rattle, but now no smell, no sound, no evidence.
The innocent-looking envelopes are then mailed to customers worldwide.
And I sell approximately 1 million seeds a year for approximately $3 million in total sales.
And using those seeds, Emery says his customers produce millions of pounds of pot.
We have a revolutionary agenda. We want marijuana legalized everywhere in the world.
The master plan? Spread his seeds, then use the profits to bankroll his battle against the anti-pot establishment.
My disease, pheochromocytoma, is essentially cancer of the adrenal gland.
For Steve Cubby, marijuana is medicine. Cubby says he smokes a quarter pound of pot every week to help control his cancer.
I have the legal right under the Compassionate Use Act of California law to grow and possess as much cannabis as I and my doctor believe I need.
But in 1999, police raided Cubby's Northern California home and seized 256 plants. Prosecutors allege this pot was used for more than medicine. Cubby and his wife were arrested and charged with cultivating marijuana and possession with intent to sell. Cubby says Emery helped fund their legal defense and get the marijuana charges dismissed.
We have supported campaigns throughout the world to take free marijuana prisoners, principally in the United States, but certainly in many countries we have spent money to influence the marijuana laws.
In 2001, Emery says he made nearly $400,000 in political contributions. But make no mistake, at the root of Emery's marijuana revolution is an illegal operation. Under Canadian law, selling marijuana seeds is considered trafficking in a controlled substance. It's a felony, punishable by up to 10 years in prison. So why don't Canadian authorities just shut down the seed business and put Emery behind bars?
Unfortunately, when there's limited resources and we have to set priorities, some people slip through the cracks.
Staff Sergeant Chuck Doucette is with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police's anti-drug program.
If we've got shiploads of cocaine coming into Vancouver, then we're going to work on that before we work on somebody that's selling seeds.
But police have found time for Mark Emery. He's been arrested 8 times for marijuana-related offenses.
I think he will keep pushing it until eventually he gets busted again.
And as for Emery's so-called revolutionary motives, Doucette has his doubts.
The more attention he gets from people in the media or wherever else, the better his business is.
But Emery says he dreams of the day he's put out of business, when people won't need to buy pot seeds from an illegal website because they can legally buy a joint at the corner store. Something Emery's U.S. customers should keep in mind, possession of pot seeds is a misdemeanor, and once you put those seeds in the ground, the penalties grow. A garden of 50 or more plants could get you 5 years in a federal pen. Up next, it happened September 11th.
We lost all the equipment that we use as Secret Service agents.
Rebuilding the largest cybercrime task force from ground zero.
Hi, Billy Mays here with an amazing new product. You gotta see it to believe it. It's called the Ding King. It's the do-it-yourself dent and ding remover with professional results. What do you do when you get a dent or a ding in your car? Up until now, you either had to drive around that way or spend hundreds of dollars to have it fixed. Not anymore. The Ding King gives you the power to remove that dent or ding in minutes, and you do it yourself. Here's how it works. Simply apply this special bonding agent to the super strong dent puller and place it firmly in the middle of the dent. Now fit the pulling bridge over it and twist on this special wing nut. It's like dialing the dent away. You see it happen instantly, right before your eyes. Like magic, the dent is gone. And look, your car is like new again. It's like the dent was never there. You want your car or truck to look good. Nobody wants to drive around with dents and dings. Take a look at this dent. It's a doozy. But don't pay a fortune to have it removed. And why risk higher insurance rates when you could remove it quick and easy with the Ding King? Just turn the wing nut and watch that awful dent just disappear. Use it just once and it's more than paid for itself. Ding King works on any finish, and it works on all these makes and models. That's just about every car and truck made, and I want you to put it to the test. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll refund your money. Call now, and you'll get the Ding King kit, complete with everything you need. Auto body shops pay as much as $300 for the same kit. The Ding King is yours for only $29.95, but you gotta call now. Here's how to order.
To order your Ding King for only $29.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling, call 1-800-514-2594 or send check or money order to Ding King, 2 Morgan Avenue, Norwalk, Connecticut, 06851. But for fastest delivery, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-514-2594 now.
Welcome back. What happens when 50 law enforcement agencies, 200 corporations, and 12 universities band together to fight cybercrime? Well, you get the New York Electronic Crimes Task Force. And just to give you a sense of what they're capable of, imagine starting over after September 11th. Their headquarters were based in World Trade Center number 7. World Trade Center 7 stood in the shadow of the North Tower. Inside, the U.S. Secret Service's largest field office with more than 200 employees. On September 11th, all of them escaped, but Building 7 was reduced to rubble.
We walked out of the building with our gun on our hip, our two-way pagers, our handheld radio, and a pencil. And that's what we went to work with after the 9/11 attack.
Dave Curran is the number 3 guy at that field office. Building 7 was the center of the universe for the Secret Service and its Electronic Crimes Task Force.
We lost our network. We lost all our computers. We lost all the equipment that we use as Secret Service agents.
CyberCrime viewers are long familiar with Building 7. We met our tour guide in October 2000, Agent Robert Weaver, fondly known as the father of the New York Electronic Crimes Task Force.
The equipment that you see behind you is confiscated equipment representing 5 years of work and over 800 cases that are arrests and convictions.
Now, a pile at the bottom of a hole the size of a football field. This is the part of Ground Zero where Building 7 stood. About 200 yards over my left shoulder is where the North Tower of the World Trade Center was located. About 7 hours after the North Tower collapsed, at 5:20 p.m., the 47 stories of the 7th building of the World Trade Center came tumbling down. And with it, 85,000 square feet of space formerly occupied by the U.S. Secret Service.
All the evidence that we stored at 7 World Trade in all our cases went down in the building. We were able to reconstruct our cases because we had backups of our reports and our memorandum and our evidence that we sent down to Washington, so we were able to retrieve that. A lot of cases had to be closed as a result of losing the evidence in the attack.
Where would they begin? With this Palm Pilot Bob Weaver had in his jacket pocket on September 11th.
This particular one had all of our industry partners, all of the law enforcement contacts we have.
Weaver now had a map to tracking down the members of the New York Electronic Crimes Task Force. But come 9/11, task force members would find him. One of the first phone calls to Weaver, Gerald Lynch.
I said, "Where are you going to go?" And he said, "We don't know."
The president of John Jay College of Criminal Justice had something to offer: space. 2 years earlier, Weaver had come to John Jay College with a request: join the task force and help set up a high-tech crime library.
He said that I want to have a place that can really gather the elements of the field in cybercrime and have it in one place or a number of places.
Ironically, the Secret Service would end up occupying that very space as its new war room.
This is the third room. This is the third day.
3 rooms accommodated the day-to-day operations for about 100 agents. Now familiar faces were sharing desks and donated items. Each agent received 2 computers and a backpack.
One of the computers should go home with us, so we never find ourselves in a situation that we found ourselves in after the 11th of September.
But the biggest contribution? Time.
We're doing good, thanks to you.
Task force members like Steve Brannigan, a former police officer now with the network security company Lumeta, gave himself.
And the first priority was to get email and to get connected back.
All Brannigan and his colleagues had to get started: this single computer outlet. The goal: first get 1 agent on email.
There were a lot of technical issues that we got to wrestle. But once we got that done, then it was a matter of just growing it over time.
Hundreds of man-hours later, every agent was online, conducting secure high-tech investigations.
One of the first things we did once we rebuilt the task force was to go back to our cases and see which ones we could rebuild.
And there was a new case.
This is our new office. The new office is the New York field office.
The location, Brooklyn. The view, a straight shot of where the Twin Towers stood. As for getting back on their feet, Steve Carey, the special agent in charge, credits Weaver's foresight in setting up the task force.
Had those things not been set forth or put in motion prior to September 11th, we still would have been out there trying to put this thing back together.
The task force was able to become a very productive and actually flourished in the wake of 9/11 because of Bob Weaver and the way that he developed the task force.
It'll be a while before these sterile offices feel anything like home, but this will help. 1 plate that hung in Building 7 was recovered, another gift from another volunteer.
We always did for the community. We never thought that they would ever have the tables turned on us and they would come to our aid and our rescue. That's exactly what happened.
Under the Patriot Act, a federal law passed last October, new electronic crimes task forces across the country will be modeled after New York's. And plans to rebuild Building 7 are underway. Groundbreaking could happen as early as this year. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, hidden dangers in cyberspace, some advice for staying safe.
Make sure that you don't have them picking you up so that they don't know where you live, your actual address.
Call them ingenious, hilarious, outrageous. Just don't call them cartoons. Presenting Eye Drops, a new series from Tech TV, showcasing the world's best 3D animation. Every week, travel to fascinating worlds, meet amazing characters, and the artists behind them. You won't believe your eyes. Eye Drops, tonight at 9, 8 Central, only on Tech TV.
Think about that.
Sorry about the dust.
Hi, guys, let's go.
After the new roomy 7-passenger Chevy Trailblazer, everything else just seems kind of weak.
I left the big ones in the jet.
The new Chevy Trailblazer, like a Pronto.
Across the country, people everywhere are tuning into a revolutionary new kind of radio that delivers more choice, better sound, and coast-to-coast coverage. Introducing XM Satellite Radio. Part rocket science, part rock and roll, XM brings 100 channels of music, news, sports, and entertainment to your car or home for just $9.99 a month. It's easy to get XM, and you don't even have to replace your radio. XM adapters start at $200 without antenna, and you can save $50 if you call our toll-free number now. XM has it all, from programming you already know and love to an extraordinary range of original channels you can't hear anywhere else. XM puts 71 channels of music, 12 channels of news, 5 channels of sports, and 12 channels of talk and information at your fingertips, including more than 30 commercial-free channels. So join the radio revolution. Call our toll-free number now to save $50 on an XM system at a store near you.
ESPN game plan. Order now and save $10 off the regular season price.
You don't have to go out for great entertainment. Blockbuster Ticket only on DirecTV offers up to 60 pay-per-view movie choices every month, making it the easiest way to bring the Hollywood hits home. David Ames has it all.
This one is Monet.
But he's about to make a decision.
You're following me.
That will change his life forever.
You've been charged with murder.
Is he being set up?
I don't know what's real.
Or is it just a dream? Tom Cruise and Penelope Cruz. Vanilla Sky. Tune to the 100s in order with your remote. Meet Lady Penelope. She's elegant and poised, sophisticated, with a passion for pink and for kicking some butt. Don't mess with this secret agent. When danger calls, you can count on her to get the job done. With class. International Rescue's London agent Lady Penelope of the Thunderbirds. Starting August 5th on Tech TV.
Everything stops fatigue.
Welcome back. If you think finding a date online is easier than meeting someone in a singles bar, you could be right. But when you're sitting at home, facing a computer instead of a crowd, you may be tempted to let your guard down. Not a good idea. But here are some good ideas to finding love online safely.
Millions of people are meeting over the internet. We're able to provide the information for the comprehensive background check or the basic background check within 24 to 48 hours. Then we do criminal and civil record checks for a little bit of money to secure, information that might keep you safe and keep you healthy and maybe even keep you alive.
Kiss.com is an online picture personal dating service. There's a lot of safety precautions you could take to make online dating safe. Meet in a public place, maybe bring a friend along with you, do a double date. Make sure that you don't have them picking you up so that they don't know where you live, your actual address. Meet them somewhere, make sure people know where you're at, and just having general basic instinct. If you feel that you might be endangered, then usually follow your instincts.
Good advice. And one more thing, don't ever give out personal information like your phone number or address in a chat room, no matter how comfortable you feel.
Makes sense. That's it for this week. And remember, for more information on all the stories we covered on the show, head to our website at cybercrime.com. While you're there, check out our message board where you can give us show feedback. On our homepage, you can also subscribe to the Cybercrime Files, our weekly newsletter. Once you sign up, every Tuesday, we'll send you an email with details on upcoming shows.
And we will see you next week. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.